important to think ahead with your dog when you talk about DM or any form of paralysis that it's going to impair the dog's mobility and how they maneuver through their house. So today I'm going to talk about 10 best places to put non-skid mats for your dog with DM, and I think you're going to be surprised at some of them. Number 1, 2, and 3 is all about taking care of your bedroom. If you're like me, and I'm sure you are, your dog sleeps close by. So it's really important, if your dog is still able to jump on your bed, that there's a non-skid mat on that floor. So many of us live with hardwood floors these days, and we really can't expect a dog to jump from a slippery surface up onto your bed. So please put a non-skid mat by your bed. In fact, I'd recommend like a more rectangular, more of an area rug, so that no matter where they're choosing to jump up, they have that safe, secure, non-skid place to do so. Second is, if the dog is still sleeping in their form of bed, they need to have a mat under that bed so it's not slipping and sliding as they're getting in and out, but also that it extends around their bed so that when they're stepping out of their bed, they're getting onto a really nice solid surface. Number 4 and 5, you must put a non-skid mat at the bottom of your stairs as well as the top. There's so many people I know that do put one at the bottom, but you're not remembering it when they get to that top. If there's a slippery surface, they're already thinking before they even get there that they're going to have an issue. So a lot of this mobility struggles is also in their mind too, and they're not going to try something if they've failed before or had a mishap. So we don't want to have that as part of their psychology. So let's just set them up for success. So by putting a non-skid mat at the bottom assures that they have that confidence to step onto something very firm before they step up those stairs, and when they get to the top of the stairs, they once again have that nice security of knowing they're stepping onto something that's not going to make them trip and slip. Number 6 and 7 is all about the bathroom. Now, from time to time, you're going to want to give your dog a bath. A lot of people I know have their dogs go out and get groomed, but as their paralysis progresses, sometimes it's just not the best idea to have them at the groomers and standing for long periods of time and spending hours there. So giving them a quick bath at home or a quick shower at home, I think is really an ideal situation. So we want to have, of course, a non-slip mat outside of that tub or outside of that shower. In fact, showers I think are even better because you're not having to lift and maneuver and having them struggle into a tub. But if the tub is what you have, perfectly fine. But when you're thinking about that mat outside the tub, I want you to think of a long runner mat, so that as they're walking into the bathroom, which is often a slippery surface, standing, waiting for you to get the water temperature just perfect, that they have this long mat that they're feeling very secure on. Then inside the shower or the bathtub, of course, we want to have a non-skid, either if it's one that's designed for a shower or tub, or you want to put your own mat down. I know some people just put big, thick beach towels. They get them wet and lie them down, so that creates a non-skid surface. So remember, when they're taking that bath and shower at home, to have that long runner mat on the outside, as well as something non-skid inside that shower or tub. Number 8 is all about their dinner time. Now, of course, dinner time is super important for a dog. They're always very excited to get there and to eat their dinner. So we want to provide a non-skid surface for them so they can not only get there, but stand there without slipping and sliding around and enjoy their dinner. Now, at this point, I would actually recommend that whether your dog is a small dog or a large dog like a German Shepherd, that you think about elevating their bowls, because the weaker they get, especially in that back end, they just don't have that stability to reach all the way down to eat. So you can purchase one or build one on your own, but just elevate enough for your dog's height so that when they're standing on that nice skid mat, they're also eating up higher, and life and dinner just become better. Number 9, you may not have thought of, and that is putting a rug across the threshold. We often think about putting a mat in front of a door, whether it's for ourselves or our guests or our dog coming in from a walk. And we often think of having a mat on the outside of the door for the same purpose. But inside or outside, I really want you to think about getting one of those long runner mats and putting it across the threshold. This is for two reasons. Even though the threshold of a doorway, if it's in your home, it's usually flat, but if you're going from inside to outside, there's usually just a little bit of a level difference, and that's enough just to throw a dog off and feel very unconfident that they can't do it, or maybe their leg just can't get over it and it's just looking for trouble and slips and falls. And again, that psychology kicks in that when they're going through a narrow doorway, they might just not make it. So by having that straight runner going right across the threshold of the door just gives your dog that confidence and that knowing that they can get through without slipping or sliding. Number 10, I'm really super excited about because I don't think too many of you really think about this, but it's so important. I know in my practice I get so many dogs coming up my driveway and then needing to come out of their SUV, van, car, whatever, and I'm on a stone driveway, so they need to jump from one surface, which is usually high from a car, down onto an unknown surface, which is in my case stone, but it could be asphalt, it could be cement. Either case, sometimes those surfaces just don't look stable for a dog and they begin to really hesitate. And I think sometimes us as the family, we don't really realize what's going on in their brain and why they're giving that big hesitation. So I find if you carry a rolled up mat in your car and before you open the door for them to get out and put that on the surface, in my case it's the stone driveway, they can just see that there's a mat, it's not going to slip, they have a nice wide space, make sure it's big enough for the dog that you have, and that they can get out with confidence. Another place to put that mat outside is if your dog is using a ramp. Again, you want to put the mat down, the ramp on it, so at the base of the ramp is the mat and a big surface for them to step on before they maneuver up. I'm telling you, it makes such a big difference with their psychology and their confidence. And hey, it's just super easy to keep a rolled up mat in your van. Well, thank you for joining me for those 10 great places to put a non-skid mat for dogs dealing with paralysis, especially those dealing with DM. I welcome all your comments below. Please tell me if this was helpful for you. If you're going to use some of these tips, maybe you have tips that I didn't include here, please put them in those comments as well so that you and all the families can benefit from these tips. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next DIY dog health video.